The ISM code on tanker ships. So what is a tanker ship? It is a ship designed to transport, store liquids or gases in bulk. Major types of tanker includes oil tanker, chemical tanker, and gas carrier. This ranges from a small tanker to very large crude carrier to ultra large crude carrier. So here's a video.
Around the globe, in the world's sea lanes, intercoastal waterways, and deep water ports, day and night, tankers transport petroleum that makes it possible for America to fuel up and go. These tankers, and the mariners who operate them, provide a vital connection to the energy we need. But precautions must be taken. The industry is ever vigilant, ensuring that transportation is safe and incident-free. Spills from tankers are at the lowest levels on record, with 99.99% of all oil delivered to the United States reaching destination without incident. It all starts with mariners, who are highly trained and skilled professionals. To even step foot on a tanker, they must receive special licensing and credentials and must comply with ever-expanding regulations. Today, mariners operate modern tankers that are built to expect the unexpected, with redundant technologies throughout the ship. 2 independent GPS systems working in tandem. 2 radar systems constantly scanning the surroundings. There's redundancy in all systems required to operate the ship safely. Below deck, tankers feature 2 identical engine rooms, each capable of driving the ship. The additional engine and propeller also means faster response and improved maneuverability. Modern tanker power systems are designed for direct command and control by a single officer, which enables immediate speed and course changes in the event of critical situations. By 2015, every tanker operating in U.S. waters will feature a double hull configuration. Cargo is contained completely within a watertight inner hull. If a breach occurs on the outer hull, the inner hull prevents cargo from escaping. With redundancy and sophisticated technology from stem to stern, and a highly trained captain and crew, transporting energy is indeed safer than ever.
The tankers were first used by the oil industry to transfer refined fuel in bulk from refineries to customers. This would then stored in large tanks ashore and subdivided for delivery to individual locations. The use of tankers caught on because other liquids were also cheaper to transport in bulk, stored in dedicated terminals, then subdivided. The International Safety Management, or ISM code, ensures that this ensures that the safety of life and ships at sea by implementing various safety practices on board ships. The ISM code works with the motivate to satisfy 3 important goals. Number 1 is safety of people on board, safety of ships and cargo, safety of the marine environment. Every seafarer should know the important aspect of the ISM code in order to create a safe working environment. While at sea, procedures are formed to tackle emergency situations on board ships. This emergency preparedness to respond to emergencies is inculcated in the ship's staff through drills and various emergency training programs. The background for the code is certain tragic shipping accidents, including the Herald Free Enterprise, which the Herald Free Enterprise only takes 90 seconds to sink with 460 passengers, 80 crew, 81 cars, 3 buses, and 47 trucks, and the loss of Estonia, which is a ferry which sank and killed almost 852 people in 1994. Under the code, effective for most vessels including tankers of 500 gross tonnage and above from 1998. So here is a video.
Marine stuff.
Chemical tanker hazards. In this video we will discuss some of the hazards present on board chemical tankers. 1. Fire hazard. Defined by flashpoint. Explosive flammability limits range and auto-ignition temperature of the chemical. 2. Health hazard. 2.1 Corrosive effects on the skin in the liquid state. 2.2 Acute toxic effect. Taking into account values of LD50, oral. LD50, oral. A dose, which is lethal to 50% of the test subjects when administered orally. LD50, dermal. A dose, which is lethal to 50% of the test subjects when administered to the skin. LC50, inhalation. The concentration which is lethal by inhalation to 50% of the test subjects. Two point three other health effects such as carcinogenicity and sensitization. Three. Reactivity hazard. 3.1 Reactivity with water. 3.2 Reactivity with air. 3.3 Reactivity with other products. 3. 4 Reactivity of product itself, E.G. Polymerization. 4. Marine pollution hazard. 4.1 Bioaccumulation. 4.2 Lack of ready biodegradability. 4.3 Acute toxicity to aquatic organisms. 4.4 Chronic toxicity to aquatic organisms. 4.5 Long-term human health effects. 4.6 Physical properties resulting in the product floating or sinking and so adversely affecting marine life. Question for you.
So the companies needed to develop, implement, and maintain safety management system or SMS for their vessels. Compliance requires both shore management and ship side, which are the officers and ratings. Implementation, the code aims to ensure that the safety of life at sea, the prevention of injury to ensure the safety at sea and prevention of injury and loss of life, the protection of the marine environment, in addition to ensuring the safe practices on vessels and creation of a safe working environment for crews. The properties and hazards on tanker ships. So normally, there should be no need to add any inhibitor to the cargo during the voyage. If it should become necessary, however, any such addition should be made in accordance with the shipper's instructions. So certain cargoes which can be self-react but which cannot be inhibited have to be carried out under inert gas or reduction of the content of the oxygen. And care should be taken to ensure that a positive pressure is maintained in the inert atmosphere at all times and that oxygen concentration never exceeds 0.2% by volume. Reaction with air. Some cargoes can react with air to form unstable oxygen compounds which can cause an explosion. So the IMO code requires these cargoes to be carried either inhibited or carried under nitrogen or other inert gas. Reaction with other cargoes can react dangerously with one another. They should be prevented from mixing up during the separate piping and vent systems and separate refrigeration equipment for each cargo. And care should be taken to ensure that this positive segregation is maintained. Reaction with other materials. The datasheet list materials should not be allowed to come into contact with the cargoes. So these materials used in the cargo system must be compatible with the cargo to be carried and care to be taken to ensure that no compatible materials are used or introduced during maintenance. So corrosivity. Some cargoes and inhibitors are corrosive. The IMO code requires materials used in the cargo system to be resistant to corrosion by the cargo, so care should be therefore taken to ensure that unsuitable materials are not introduced into the cargo system. And low temperature effects. As a liquefied gas, cargoes are often shipped at low temperatures. If it is important that the temperature is sensing equipment and well maintained and actually calibrated. So the hazards are brittle fracture, alloy becomes stronger but less ductile at low temperature, increased tensile, material becomes brittle, and impact changes the material's crystal structures. So spillage. Care should be taken to prevent spillage. This could cause hazard to personnel and the danger of brittle fractures. If spillage does occur, the source should first be isolated in the split liquid and dispersed. So cool down, designed to withstand certain surfaces temperature. If this below ambient temperature, the system has to be cooled down.